Ooh, god damn. What's good with it? I had to put a damn hoodie on. My hair look a mess. My shit look a mess, cuz. Y'all know I gotta get the light in this. Okay. 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 Is y'all ready to read? That's the real question. You feel me? Because it's like, when you get on here, like, you finna learn something brand new. You probably was sitting there all day, you feel me? Scrolling. And not count no type of money. Just scrolling. Now you just did something that took up most of your time and didn't get paid for it. We all know time is valuable. You feel me? Time is very valuable, and you just wasted about 2 hours just scrolling. You feel me? So, like, here's an opportunity for you feel me, to learn something before the day is over with. Because we got to learn something every day. Sometimes every minute. You feel me? So it's like, you already know what time it is. Like, I don't even got to say too much. We almost done with this book, y'all. You feel me? We almost done. We got like a couple more pages. You feel me? And we through. And we reading a new book this month. You feel me? Cause I think I got like 2 weeks before the month over with. I gotta finish another book. You feel me? And that's what I'm gonna do. These books, you feel me? They really, feel me, like, I don't read this for nothing. One of these, we need them assets, bruh. We don't need no liabilities, boy. Feel me? That's what we doing. Hey, we gotta learn this shit. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Cause if we don't learn how to handle this money and use it right, but we ain't gonna be keeping no money for that long. We ain't gonna be keeping money that long. Feel me? But we need to learn this shit, bruh. We gotta learn it. It's a must. It's not even no ifs, ands, or buts about this. Hold up real quick though.
Oh shit, we were having last time with this shit. We were having last time.
We about to get into this though.
Oh, why'd you do that with them, bro?
So if y'all been watching, you feel me? I know we've been reading The Millionaire Next Door, you feel me? And it gave us a lot of a lot of resources. You feel me? And a lot of habits. Why did I say habits like that? I said habits. They gave us a lot of habits to use. You feel me? On becoming a millionaire. You feel me? Because if you desire to be a millionaire, you feel me? You need the habits. We can't just. I'm not saying we can't, but you know, we can't just make the money and then not learn the habits. That's why we don't got money now because we don't have the habit to keep it. We got the habit to spend it. You feel me? So it's like if you don't got good habits, you ain't gonna get good results. So it's like we gotta learn these and read these books and shit so we can get habits. I'm not saying books aren't just for habits, but books always, I mean, also help you change your mind, like in your ways of thinking. You feel me? Yeah, I'm busting bad right now. I ain't gonna lie. I see it in the camera. I can't even lie. But we gonna get back to it. The books, you feel me? This shit in my eyes for real. God damn. The books give you the habit, and the it give you perspective. It help you think better. You feel me? We keep thinking the same way, we're gonna keep getting the same results. You feel me? But we need to change our way of thinking. And then when our mindset is good, and just think, if we got a good mindset and some good habits, when we get the money, we're gonna know how to make more money. And just instead of, using, physical jobs to get the money, we can use the other avenues of getting money without really not doing nothing. You feel me? Because there's other ways to get money out here. And all you gotta do is press a button. You feel me? There's plenty of ways out here. But we gotta do the dirty work first. And the dirty work is getting in the mind and digging shit up that's in conflict with us. You feel me? We need to get in our mind and dig up things that don't really help us. You feel me? It's like, if you look at it like this, it's like a person you used to be with, and you feel me? They ain't beneficial to you no more, or like, it just don't align with what you doing. You feel me? So what you do, cut them off. So it's the same thing when you in your mind. You gotta understand it, and you feel me? Because we all want money. We all do. We wake up every day thinking about the next check. You feel me? Say I'm lying. You go to work for what? You don't go to work just to go to work. I'm telling you right now, you don't go to work just to go to work. You go to work because you know you gotta pay some bills, and if your bills not paid, where you gonna be? You feel me? So it's like, we gotta understand first. You feel me? And if you don't, we ain't gonna have no money. And you need money in this type of world we in. Boy, it's only gonna get worse. The way shit going on right now, y'all, like, they trying to make the poorest people poor and the richer is rich. You feel me? They trying to get the motherfuckers don't even make nothing down to the bikini bottom, for real. The bikini bottom real. And it's not SpongeBob either. It's not SpongeBob. I'm not talking about with all Sandy and Mr. Krabs and Squidward and all them. It's not them type of bikini bottoms. I'm gonna tell you that now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You hear me? You hear me? So, you feel me? We're gonna get into it. So I got some work to do. I was about to say, where my other, bro, I thought I had two in here, bro. I'm just going to where we If y'all just not getting on this page and shit, you feel me? You came in at the wrong time, but hey, just go watch them. Hold up. I damn near. I think I'm done with the book. For real. I can't remember if I used it. I mean, read it all. No cap. I think I'm done. Nah, I don't remember. Alright. After this, I'm done with the book, so that's good. We can move on to another book. But I'm not reading it today. No, I will. I will. I don't know. I'm geek because I'm almost done. I think I want to use this. Because economics is key. I feel, like I said, it's like, that's like, economics, so I say it's key because it's like, you in a world where, you know, something is operating and you don't know the machine. So it's like, why would you be in the world and you don't know how it operates? That's like being in the house. You know, you don't know where the rooms are. Like, you feel me? So it's like, that's why I talk about, you know, the mindset of money, or just in general, you know. And I talk about, you know, wealth. It's important to know the wealth and how to get it. And you feel me? You gotta know and I say you gotta know the economy, because if you on your verge of becoming a millionaire, or, you know, building wealth, generational wealth, you feel me? You gotta know the cycle of the economy, because the economy prints your money. You feel me? The world you live in, it prints money. You feel me? So that's why I say, like, economics is key too. Like, we gotta learn the operation of this, whatever they doing. We gotta learn where the buttons at. You feel me? Where the wheel going. You feel me? So that's why I say that. That's why I do what I do. You feel me? I think we're gonna not even think. I know. See, look, it's the chapter right here. This for y'all, for all y'all business people. We gotta learn the business cycle, cause it's like, if we don't know the business cycle and when to sell and when not to sell, when to prepare and when not to prepare, you don't need to be in business. So we're gonna read this. Yep, we reading this. Rereading this after this. I'm gonna save it for y'all just so I won't lose it. Alright, the chapter we reading is risk or freedom. You feel me? That's what we about to talk about. Risk or freedom. It says, why do people operate their own businesses? It says, first, most successful business owners will tell you that they have tremendous freedom. It say they are their own bosses. Also, they tell us that self-employment is less risky than working for others. Self-employment is less risky. What? But y'all like, what they mean? Self-employment less risky. Some of y'all probably thinking like, I thought working for an employer would be less risky. I'm about to know why, because I want to know. It said a professor once asked a group of 60 MBA students who were executives of public corporations this question. It says, what is risk? One of the students replied, being an entrepreneur. His fellow students agreed. Then the professor answered his own question with a quote from an entrepreneur. This is what the entrepreneur said. It say, what is risk? Having one source of income. Employees are at risk. They have a single source of income. What about the entrepreneurs who sell generator gener who sells gener we're gonna skip that word because I don't know that word. It says who sells services to your employers. He said he has hundreds and hundreds of customers, hundreds and hundreds of sources of income. So basically, okay, I get it now why he said that. That makes sense. So basically, he's saying employees or no, being self-employed is less riskier than being an employee because an employee, they have one source of income. You feel me? So business, entrepreneur people, they have more than one source of income, and that's why I said like I don't think I said it actually. Let me not say that. It's important to have more than one stream of income. You feel me? That's very important. That's the main thing I'm focusing on right now in my 20s is having a lot of income. You feel me? Streams of it flowing. You feel me? Making in my sleep or getting every month, every week. Multiple streams of income are so key because it's like if you got this high lifestyle that you live right now, and you feel me, it costs to live this. You only using that one income stream to fund that. So now you looking like, damn, some nights I gotta sit down because I didn't spend all my money. You feel me? But if you got multiple streams of income, you can use one of your assets to pay for one of your liabilities. And that's where we need to be going. You feel me? We need to have so many streams of income that if one, if five of them stop coming in, we got one big one. You feel me? Recouping all what we lost. You feel me? So it's important to have multiple streams of income. It's this book that I got. Man, I'm telling y'all, my shit nice. Yep. Every month. That multiple streams of income is key, bro. Like it's really key. You feel me? But I'm gonna say this: like my streams of income is not, where they should be. But you got to start somewhere when you start something. You got to start from ground up. You feel me? Especially if you don't have, if you figuring out your plan as you go. You feel me? More stuff is gonna come along when you just started. You feel me? So it might be this. The streams of income might be this now, but long term down the line, ain't no telling. God know that. I ain't. But y'all get it though. So that's what the entrepreneur said. He said, actually, there is considerable financial risk in being in a business. He said, but business owners have a set of beliefs that helps them reduce their risk, or at least their perceived risk. This is what the business owners' beliefs are. They say, I'm in control of my own destiny. Risk is working for a ruthless employer. I can solve any problem. The only way to become a CEO is to own the company. There are no limits on the amount of income I can make. I get stronger and wiser every day by facing risk and adversity. That's what the business owner's beliefs are. And you see, everyone he said is you hear the attitude in it. Like the attitude is key. These are his set of beliefs. Most of us got beliefs of Most of us got beliefs that aren't beneficial. Like we got beliefs that actually mess us up. You feel me? Belief system is key too. I read that in the book. I read a lot of things in the book. But the belief system is key. Like you gotta believe that you can do anything. Like you have to. And believing it gotta be so strong when discouragement come, that belief gonna back it up and say, hey, I got this. You feel me? So like the belief is just the brick wall. If you try to turn around, the belief gonna be like, nah, turn back around and keep going. That's what belief is. You feel me? It's a strong desire of what you want is gonna really happen no matter what because you believe. You feel me? So belief is key. And his set of beliefs, I'm gonna read them again because I feel that we need to hear his set of beliefs because these beliefs are, beneficial. Just the way he's saying it. So it says, I am in control of my own destiny. It's a risk is working for a ruthless employer, meaning a job. I can solve any problem. He say, the only way to become a CEO is to own the company. There are no limits on the amount of income I can make. Like, who don't want to believe that? Like, there's no limit. It say to be a business owner also requires that you have the desire to be employed. It say if you hate the thought of being outside the corporate environment, entrepreneurship may not be your calling. It say the most successful business owners we have interviewed have one characteristic in common. It say they all enjoy what they do. They all enjoy what they do. You feel me? That's another key. Like, you gotta enjoy what you do, no matter what. You feel me? You gotta enjoy it and get paid for it. Why not? You feel me? It say they all take pride in going it alone. It say consider what a multimillionaire once told us about being self-employed. This is what the multimillionaire said. It say there are more people today working at jobs that they don't like. I'll tell you honestly that the successful man is a guy who works at a job, who likes his work, who can't wait to get up in the morning and get down to the office. And that's my criteria. And I've always been that way. I can't wait to get up and get down to the office and get my job underway. So it's like that message right there is saying like a lot of people don't get up in the morning excited to go to their work. More so they're mad that they gotta go to work. You hear a lot of people say, bro, I'm mad I gotta go to work tomorrow. Like, that just goes to show that you don't desire that job. You feel me? You might as well start something you good at. You feel me? And it say in the message, the multimillionaire guy said, he said they like what they do at their jobs. They can't wait to get to their job. All they do is think about their job. Like, if we're not having a job, if we don't work, if we don't think like this at our job, we at the wrong job or we doing the wrong job. It say this fellow is not the money. It say, in fact, his estate plan calls for all his wealth to go to the undergraduate scholarship fund as aluminum matter. It say, how did this fellow and others like him select the businesses they wanted to start? So that's the question they asked. They said, how did this person and his friends select the businesses they wanted to start? It say, he was well trained in college by engineering and science professors, many of whom were also entrepreneurs. These professors were his role models. Role models is key. Like, I would definitely say that, you gotta have somebody to look up to that's successful. Because they was once in your shoes, you feel me? They was once where you was standing when you was thinking of the idea, you feel me? Like, they was in the same position. They thought of the idea, they said they actually wanted to do this idea, and then now you see the after fact of working on the idea, you feel me? Let's say most successful business owner has some knowledge or experience with their chosen industry before they ever open their own business. I'm gonna read that again. It say most successful business owners had some knowledge or experience with their chosen industry before they ever open their own businesses. I want to underline that because that was important to me too. Because so it's basically saying like, hold up. That's important because it's like when you want to start something, anything you want to do in life, like you gotta have somebody that's already done it and that's successful. You feel me? And when you know that person, it don't even have to be personally. It can be through a course or something he did to give you knowledge on. So now it say most successful business owner has some knowledge or experience. If you got knowledge or experience of the desire or the idea that you want to do, you can now act on the idea because now you have some knowledge or some experience on it. It say Larry, for example, worked for more than a dozen years selling printing services. He was the top performer for his employer, but
Bro, you look bad. Like, you look so bad. You suck. Like, that just suck. That just shows you suck.
they say he was the top performer for his employer. But after growing tired of the constant fear that his employer would go bankrupt, he considered opening his own printing company. He sought our advice in this regard. There we go.
Then what, 3 man deep?
So it makes sense. So look, this is why you remember how when I read it say these professors were his role models. Most successful business owners have some knowledge or experience with their chosen industry before they ever open a business. So that's why I said like whenever you want to start something, you gotta follow the person that's done what you desire to do, and you gotta do what they say because they went through the experience of what you desire to do. So now it says these professional these successful business owner has some knowledge or some experience. You feel me?
Suck.
So it say Larry used to work for a printing service, right? It say Larry used to work for a printing service, but he was worried that his printer service company was gonna go bankrupt. So what he did is start his own printing company service because he was fearful about his company going bankrupt, the one he worked for. So it say he considering opening his own company. He sought out our advice. He has some knowledge of the industry, and he sought out their advice. So that's why he started one. You feel me? It say we asked Larry a simple question: what's the number one thing that printing companies need? He immediately responded: more business, more revenue, more customers. Thus, Larry answered his own question. He did start his own business, but not his own printing company. He became a self-employed broker of printing services. He now represents several outstanding printing firms and receives a commission on every sale he makes. His business has little overhead. Before starting his own business, Larry told us he did not have the courage to be an entrepreneur. He told us that every time he even thought about going it alone, he encountered fear. So that's what happened to him. Every time, that's normal though. You feel me? Like when you want to start something, you got that like unconscious fear of starting it because you think you don't have this or you don't have that or you can't start this because it is. Like we got that unconscious fear of, not being great when we start something new. That's why I don't get like when we start something new, we think we gotta be perfect. Like it's crazy how we think like that. Like that's not true. You don't gotta be perfect when you first start something. You feel me? Like, and I really don't like how our minds is conditioned like that. Like I really hate that shit. Like it be you sometimes can't even start nothing because I'm just saying how I used to be because that's how I used to be with me. It was like, why wouldn't I start this? Or I started and then I started. It was just weird. And I used to beat myself up for that shit, bruh. But I understand that it's just something unconscious that I'm scared of, you feel me? So, like, once you start learning and shit and understanding a lot of shit, you feel me? You gonna know why you was never consistent at your work or why you feel me, didn't do this when you say you was gonna do it. Like, we do that to ourselves when we don't, you feel me, want to start something. And we scared to start. But like I said, we scared to start because we think we don't got everything or it need to be perfect when you start or it's the perfect timing. Like that shit not real. That shit fake. But it's a he told us that every time he even thought about going at it alone, he encountered fear. It's a Larry believed that the self-employed were fearless. The fear never entered their minds. We have to help Larry adjust his thinking. You see how they said that? They said they had to help him adjust his thinking. They didn't say they had to help Larry adjust his clothing, his shoes, his glasses, his earrings, his watches. They didn't say that. They said his mind because like if you don't got the right thinking, the right attitude, then you feel me, you gonna keep moving with fear because you don't know what it is that's making you fear when you want to start something. You know, like I said, them unconscious fears, you know. But instead, they had to help him adjust his thinking. Now, his apparel, it say, we began by explaining that his definition of courage was wrong. How do we define courage? Courage is behaving in a way that conjures up fear. It say yes, Larry. It say yes, Larry, courageous. That don't make sense. It say yes, Larry, courageous people. Entrepreneurs recognize the fear in what they are doing. It say, but they deal with it. They overcome their fears. That's why they are successful. You feel me? So it say, how do we define courage? They define courage is behaving in a way. You see how they said behaving? It's your attitude. It's everything in your mind. It's behaving. It says they say, not believe, they say, they define courage like this. Courage is behaving in a way that conjures up fear. We're going to look up this word. My fault for being lazy because I'm talking about from earlier because I didn't look up the last word because I was really trying to finish this book because I got other stuff to do. But we're going to look up, I think it's conjure.
Conjure.
Conjure. I know the word now. You know, there be people out there, you don't know that word? No, nigga, I don't know the word. That's why I looked it up. Stay away from people that don't want to help you. Conjure. I know the word now. Call upon. That's what it means. But let's find a definition that we can, you know, understand easily. That's the whole key. So we can. It's about how we gotta understand how we learn. Because when we understand how we learn, and when we learn something new, we can put it in our language, and that's gonna be like when I say our language, I'm meaning in a way that you understand it, only you. Because like I said, I don't like how, you know, teachers teach everybody the same. Not everybody's the same. You gotta switch your way of teaching. You feel me? Some people from the hood, you feel me? Some people need to learn in a way that's hood. You feel me? Like me, I ain't gonna lie. Because I won't get it until you break it down to the smallest brim. And I'm gonna keep asking questions until I understand it. I know it'd be irritating me. I know it'd be irritating people when I ask a lot of questions, but it's like, I gotta, you feel me? If you really want to know, you gonna ask. Don't hold back. You better ask every question. I don't give a fuck if it's 8 hours. Hold up. All right. I'm gonna just use this word. Because I can remember this word. Alright. If y'all know the word, remember. Damn. I'm using the wrong pen. My book over here is smearing. Alright. Because we talking about Larry's fears. It's how do we define courage? Courage is behaving in a way that conjures up fear. So conjure means produce. You know, produce more fear. It yes, Larry, courageous people, entrepreneurs recognize the fear in what they are doing. Oh, I get it now. So remember when I was messing up, I was like, yes, Larry, outrageous people. I didn't understand what it was trying to say, but it was saying like, all these people I just named, you know, they recognize their fears. They know what they're scared of. And when you know what you're scared of, you know, you can tackle it. It they overcome their fears. That's why they are successful. It we have spent a considerable amount of time studying courageous people. Certainly, Ray Kroc had enormous courage to think he could market food to the world. Remember that he was an ambulance driver on the front lines in World War One. So was Walt Disney. Lee Iacocca had to have enormous courage to tell Congress and the world that Chrysler, who is Chrysler, would come back big time. He does not fit the strict definition of an entrepreneur, but in our minds, he was entrepreneur blood in his veins. It says fear abounds in America, but accordingly to our research, who has less fear and worry? It said, would you guess it's the person with the $5 million in trust account or the self-made entrepreneur worth several $1 million? Typically, it's the entrepreneur, the person who deals with risk every day, who tests his or her courage every day. In this way, he learns to conquer fear. That's facts. Because look, I'm going to reread that. It say, but accordingly to our research, it say, who has less fear and worry? That's the question. So they asking who has the less fear and worry? Like which one? It say, would you guess it's the person with the $5 million in trust account, or would it be the self-made entrepreneur? They say typically it's the entrepreneur with the less fear and worry. Y'all be like, why is it him? It say the person who deals with risk every day. And when we say risk, we're not talking about putting our life on the line. We talking about risk on like achieving our goals. You know, we testing things to see if this goal is gonna work. Not even work, but like this project is gonna work. Like we risk it. Not going out and jumping off a bridge or fighting. That's not risking. That's risking, but like you gonna die. You feel me? So I say typically it's the entrepreneur, the person who deals with risk every day, who tests his or her courage every day. You gotta test your courage every day. In this way, he learns to conquer fear. Meaning he learns how to beat his fear. It say we saved the following case study for last because in our minds it's encapsulates the difference between PAWs and UAWs. If you've been following me with the book, PAW means wealthy people wealthy people that collect assets. And UAWs are ones with high income status but no assets. It say throughout this book, we have stressed that the members of these two groups, which are the UAWs and the PAWs, it say members of these two groups have distinctly different needs. It say PAWs need to achieve to create wealth. That's the PAWs that's the ones that, desire assets. You feel me? Sound like me. That's all I desire right now. Right now is creating wealth. It say to become financially independent. That's another thing they need to achieve. To build something from scratch. This is all PAWs. The ones that desire assets. The wealthy, the affluent. It said the UAWs, these are the UAWs. It say the UAWs more often need to display a high status lifestyle. Display meaning showing. They need to show this lifestyle, this high status lifestyle that don't pay them. It say what happens when members of these two groups attempt to occupy the same space at the same time. As the following case study demonstrates, the likely result is conflict. They say Mr. W is a self-made millionaire with a net worth conversely estimated to be over $30 million. A typical PAW, Mr. W is the owner of several companies that produce industrial equipment, testing instruments, and special gadgets. He is also involved in many other entrepreneur activities, including real estate ventures. It say Mr. W lives in a middle-class neighborhood surrounded by people who have only a small fraction of the wealth he has accumulated. So this wealthy guy lives in a middle class neighborhood, but he's wealthy. Some people like, why is this wealthy guy in a middle class neighborhood? Like he got a lot of money. Why is he not in Beverly Hills? Because it's not all about, living this high status lifestyle. You feel me? That lifestyle is not gonna pay you no type of money. You feel me? Appearance is key, but like to an extent, if you don't got the money, why are you spending? You feel me? But it's a he and his wife drive full-size General Motors sedans. His living and consuming habits are quite middle class. He never wears a tie or suit to work. Mr. W enjoys venturing into, as he calls it, luxury real estate. It said, I make money outside of the equipment business and real estate. God continues to make more people, but he doesn't make any more land. I heard that before too. That's crazy. That's crazy. I heard this shit, but I ain't never really heard the full thing. But that's facts to say. God continues to make more people, but he doesn't make any more land. You will make money if you're smart and you're choosy where you pick the spot. It's what a $30 million man said. Y'all don't think I would never follow that advice? I'll be crazy. That's why, like, another thing, I be talking about farmland a lot. I'm gonna get some farmland for real. Some land where I could throw my cows on there. Y'all know that's a tax write-off. Don't nobody get more tax benefits than a farmer. You feel me? You gotta get some land. Cause like it say I make money aside. It say I make money outside of the equipment business. It say in real estate, God continues to make more people, but he doesn't make any more land. Better get y'all some land. It say Mr. W is very picky indeed. He buys property outright or in partnership only when the price is right. He typically purchases property or a part ownership from an owner and or a developer who is in great need of financial assistance. It say recently he uncovered yet another superior investment opportunity in Sun Country. This is what he said. It say some poor guy was putting together a luxury high-rise condominium. For a builder to build, he had to have 50% of the units sold. So I went and made a deal with him. I bought all of the units of the same style, floor plan, with a lot of leverage, and he got his money. It say, and he built, because I bought all the one style. Anybody who wanted to buy that style had to see me. Like Monopoly, nobody else competes with me. I sell them all right, but it say I sell them all right out, all but one. He said it's like Monopoly. That's crazy. He listened to what he said. He said anybody who wanted to buy that style had to see me. Like Monopoly, nobody else competes with me. Damn, that might be my next caption. Damn, he said like Monopoly. Ugh, I'm circling this page. That's a bar. Some of y'all don't get it though. So which one? Freedom? Like I said, back to the chapter. Freedom or risk? It say, but Mr. W does not even keep the one remaining unit for very long. It say he and his family use it for a short vacation or two. Occasionally, he invites his close friends to use it. Otherwise, he rents the remaining unit until it is sold. Why doesn't Mr. W maintain a more permanent presence in these condominium complexes? It said it's not his style. It say most of the people who buy Mr. W's vacation in condominiums are upper middle class UAWs. Remember, UAWs are the ones that don't have no type of assets or none of that. They just got a high income status. It say most of the people who buy Mr. W's vacation condominiums are upper middle class UAWs. You gotta remember, Mr. W is that the PAW, the one that got real estate, land, stocks, all that. He got assets. He got a trust fund. You feel me? He got all of that. It say Mr. W and many of the buyers of his condominium units have had a number of disagreements. In several of the complexes where Mr. W previously bought units, his buyer passed. So it said his buyers passed so many restrictive convenience that Mr. W was uncomfortable even spending vacation time in his condominium. He said thus compelled he felt compelled to sell that one remaining unit in each of these complexes. This is what Mr. W said. He said, I have a dog. Call him the six-figure doggy. I have sold several condominiums because the people passed dog laws. They told me, you've got to get rid of the dog. I'll sell an entire building before I get rid of my dog. People be like that. When they get cribs, they be like, my dog ain't going, I ain't moving in. I got one more page and we off here. It said Mr. W anticipated that the status conscious buyers of his latest venture would also be insensitive, meaning like, the price don't really matter. Well, the price do matter. That's what insensitive meaning. It say, one of my favorite songs. It say, Mr. W anticipated that status conscious buyers of his latest venture will also be insensitive to his desire to have a dog. So before construction on the complex was even started, he lists his dog in the building's declaration. It stated that Mr. W and his family would have the right to have a dog with them when they were in residence. It say all the buyers, according to Mr. W, were given copies of the declaration. Thus, they were all aware of Mr. W's right to have a dog in the complex. It say not one owner objected at the time they purchased property. It say, but shortly after the complex was completely sold out, excluding Mr. W's last available unit, the owners banded together and formed an action committee. This is what the people that bought it, they did this. It say its purpose was to develop and enforce an expanding list of restrictive convenience. Certainly, these new conveniences would not restrict the right of Mr. W and his dog. After all these rights were specified in the original declaration. It say the action committee passed a dog law. It sidestepped the original declaration concerning dogs and stated that dogs would be allowed on the complex with certain restrictions if they weighed less than 15 pounds. So much for doggy rights and original declarations. Mr. W felt that this was a subterfuge to encounter him to sell out. His six-figure doggy weighed 30 pounds. He felt that even if the dog dieted, it would not come into compliance. Mr. W was particularly disturbed that he was never allowed to cast a vote for or against the dog-related convenience. It say, nonetheless, he was determined to keep his dog in spite of the convenience. After all, he had been a major investor in the building before construction even began. So basically, to sum up what I just read, he was fighting for his dog. You feel me? Like, he wasn't going nowhere if the dog wasn't. It's a few days after the meeting, the head of action committee concerned Mrs. W while she was walking her dog. He told her in a nobody said he told her in a allegedly Why the fuck is my door unlocked? Hold up. Had to lock that motherfucker. He told her in a lease letter, "Get rid of the dog. You're in violation of our covenant." Later that afternoon, Miss W told her husband what had transpired. She was noticeably upset about the encounter. He advised her to stay calm. Several weeks later, Mr. W received a letter that demanded that he remove his dog. It also stated that legal action would be initiated if he did not comply with the dog-related covenant. Two more letters followed, each containing statements that were even more threatening than the first. I ain't gonna lie, both these pages is just fighting for his dog. I didn't understand though. This was the apartments that was trying to ban the dogs. Mr. W built them, but basically he was fighting for his dog no matter what. So he wasn't. He sold his crib because his dog was not allowed in there. Like goddamn, he was not playing Mr. W. All right, y'all, that's the book. Whew, y'all about to see me celebrate. Y'all, that was The Millionaire Next Door. Let me know in the chat, man, what y'all think about this. This was definitely a good book. I can tell you about this whole book from front to back because it stuck with me. But I need the light on real quick because we gonna get to it. Whew, sheesh. I finished this book. Check, boys. Hold up. She gonna put that. She claim them niggas, claim they gon' boo more. I got you fucked up. We gon' split your head, yeah. Then my first I'm trying to paint some shit red. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, we really already got the book. She claim them niggas. It's very true when they say you better watch what you wish for, cause you will get it. Like, I'm saying that to say, like, I got dreads. I'm not saying I don't like them, but like, cause they be everywhere. Like, shit, I can't even eat food without these bitches in my mouth. Y'all, be careful what you wish for, cause that shit will come. That had me thinking about it all motherfucking night. Like, what else did I wish for? It took 2 years. That's how you know. That's how you know shit take time. It take time for shit to grow. I'm saying that because when you on your millionaire journey to become a millionaire, it take time. But you see the effect. That shit get long. That money get long. That money get long. That money get long. Alright, we already got our book rereading next. I'm gonna show y'all November books. I'm gonna show y'all. That money get long. That money get low. That money get low. Hold up, y'all. I got a lovely day tomorrow. Cause that money get low. Money get low. I'm gonna show y'all my 2 books next month. Show y'all my books for this month. Show y'all my books for next month. That money get low. These my books. This is gonna be my book for October. This is gonna be my book for October. This is my last book for the month. So y'all can see. We about to have a good month. You better tap in. That money get low. So, bro. That money get low. All right, y'all, I'm off this bitch. I'll see y'all tomorrow.